Welcome to another Q&A video on body acceptance, where I answer questions from people around how they can learn to accept their bodies more and develop a better, more healthier relationship with food and exercise. So in this particular video, I'm answering a question from Nicole. And Nicole wrote in, she said, I feel like I can handle anything the world might throw at me concerning my body. After all, it is my body. However, in the bedroom, I'm 100% uncomfortable with my husband seeing me naked. We've been married 12 years and I've borne 4 children, but I still feel such shame in my body. I know he loves me no matter what, and he's never made a remark about my size or shape. But with my issues around weight and food, etc., it's interfering in a big way with our intimacy. I have a hard time feeling close and even safe when it's anything but dark during intimacy. How can I start to challenge the negative thinking and get myself to trust the love that's in the relationship? Well, Nicole, thank you so much for taking the time to write in your question. And I really just want to acknowledge your vulnerability in sharing something that is so personal to you. Firstly, I just want you to know that you're absolutely not alone in this. There are tons of people who struggle with this. And I think that one of the main reasons why it's so tough in intimate relationships in the bedroom when we're having a sexual relationship, why we start to become so concerned about our body or start to feel really uncomfortable is because we're in a really vulnerable position. So it's where everything is going to just start to come up, where when we're closed, it's literally like kind of a protection over ourselves. But when we're in an intimate situation, we're being really vulnerable emotionally. We're not only just uncovering ourselves physically, but also emotionally. So it's going to just really kind of tap into those deeper feelings of shame that might come up. And I also just want to say too, like, this is an area, especially around sex, where the layers of shame are so far-reaching. So culturally, we have a lot of stuff when it comes to sex and the body. So, especially when in the West, when we've had very puritanical religious views, that has actually put a lot of shame on the body, especially around intimacy and receiving pleasure. So this sort of storyline and these beliefs have been running under the current of our culture for centuries. So it's not even just so much of our own personal beliefs and issues around our body that comes up. We're also dealing with a bigger cultural belief around shame and sex and the body. So that's happening there too. So I just want to put that out there to have you be aware of it. So what can you do though? The first thing I would recommend is, have you had a one-on-one talk with your husband? Have you shared how you're feeling vulnerable when it comes to sex? I know that you might have mentioned it, but sometimes sitting down and saying, I just want to share with you how difficult it is with me. And what I find in particular with men is they want to immediately fix it and make you feel better. So I would even put a caveat in the beginning to say, I just really want you to listen. I don't want you to fix it. I just need to share with you how I'm feeling. And then that way he could probably be more open to just listening and hearing you out. And even though you may say, like, I know that you love me, I know you don't think these things about my body and myself, but it's happening for me and that's why I'm struggling. So when you put that out there, you might together be able to come up with some ideas of how you can sort of work towards releasing some of that shame around your body when it comes to sex. And another thing that I want to say is you can try some really small steps. So you were saying that you felt more okay if it was in the dark, but what if you could try just like one little small thing, like one candle in the room, like just something to put a little bit more light up. And I suggest when you're going through this and you start to feel the anxiety and the shame coming up, breathe through it. Actually relax the body into it. Like instead of resisting the experience, which actually just kind of keeps the shame and the anxiety in this circular pattern, by relaxing and allowing it to come through you, that will help move some of that energy. And that might mean that you cry. It might mean that you might physically shake a little bit. It's okay to have that reaction. And again, if you prep your husband to say, make it like an experiment, and then just say, so this is going to be possibly hard for me. I might cry, I might have a reaction, and then state what you need. Say, I just need you to, hold me, or just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry. Like, you'll kind of have to figure it out and experiment with it a little bit of what you need in that moment. But it will require a lot of communication. So it's a little bit of testing. And then the other thing that I would recommend too is, like, you already understand, you said, how can I start to challenge the negative thinking? So one of my absolute favorite tools, and I use this in my coaching with clients, is the work of Byron Katie. And that's where you start to identify the beliefs that you have about your body and question them. So you can go to thework.com, and it will it's actually written there how to do the work and how to start to question your beliefs. But I also too want to offer that another thing that can be really good is to do something like my 6 weeks of one-on-one coaching, where we focus for a condensed period of time and we can really dive deep into what are the beliefs that you're dealing with and start to take action and work on those. Because when we want to make a shift in this area, it's often stuff that has happened to us when we were quite young, beliefs that we have learned about ourselves, or experiences that maybe aren't even related to sex, but that have all of a sudden infiltrated into our belief system around the body and show up during this time. So that's what I have to offer for you today. It is, a big area, and just really be gentle with yourself. A lot of emotions come up around this. Again, remember, you're not alone. So I hope that you found it helpful. Again, thank you so much for sharing. To everybody watching, if you have a question or a topic area that you'd like me to address in an upcoming video, I'm going to have a link below where you can submit your question. If you haven't already, please download my free Body Acceptance Jumpstart Guide, 5 actions to feel better in your body now. Again, that link is below. And I'll also link to thework.com for any of you who are interested in checking it out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Bye.